Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
And we're the brothers from the Man of GMS Phoenix Camp, coming back at y'all with Lord's will, another edifying lesson. First and foremost, as always, before we start, I'd like to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, man, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere brothers and sisters who are tuning in, man. Alright?
Cometh the water, bro. Shalom to all you Akim, you Akwati brothers and you few sisters that subscribe to this doctrine that was given to his spirit and power, Yahweh Shai, to our beloved elder apostles on down to the elder bishops, elders, and Akim, pushing this gospel and truth and sincerity today. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto you and your households. Lord will, this lesson is edifying. Lord will, it is straight to the point, but I'm joined today, again with the brother Yuwana, through his spirit, again, Lord will, it'll be edifying, Lord will, it'll be straight to the point, but, we're ultimately just going into, this whole, China, U.S., spy balloon, nuke balloon, situation that's ultimately going on, right? And ultimately, as far as, what's going on in dealing with World War III, we're going to try to touch on that, as much as possible, right? And as well as obviously get precepts, but nonetheless, man, you got a lot of talks, dealing around this, this China, balloon, whatever it may be, right? I've watched a video already, read an article saying that, ultimately these balloons, right, were basically, test runs or whatever it may be, right, and gathering data, right, for being able to send out those nukes, right, as if those balloons had nukes on them, right, that there was, basically information, data, about how this damn devil, or, China, either way, same thing, but how China was ultimately using these balloons, prior to this event, to basically, drop nukes, man. They were testing, out these balloons and their capabilities and so on and so forth, right? So, again, you have all these talks and everything like that, man, and, and ultimately none of it, is too far-fetched, man. You know what I mean? I personally myself can't say I know exactly, right, what was going on. I can tell you what's going on in the talks that are in these news articles and so on and so forth, man. But again, it's not too far-fetched, and this whole situation is just basically going to, add fuel to the fire as far as, World War III and what's coming, man. There's just so much going on, man. You got, America is basically surrounded, by Russia and China, right? You have China, basically, off of, I think it might have been the Atlantic or the Pacific coast, about 100 miles, and you got Russia just off the border as well, and then, you got Russia over there by, Hawaii, about 25 miles off the coast of Hawaii, right? They've all been spotted, in these different areas, right? So basically America is surrounded, and we understand that everything that's been going on since, this whole invasion of Russia into Ukraine and how things have been, basically spiraling out of hand. America constantly sending military aid over there to, Ukraine, and, many other European countries doing the same thing, to Ukraine, spending trillions and billions of dollars, to ultimately, aid and fuel this fire that's going on, right? Well, there's many other factors as well, man, but ultimately what we see here and all these different events that are taking place is that war being prepared, right? The Lord is basically having these chess pieces put in their area, and the Lord's about to call checkmate, man. Really on the world, man. So we can grab that Joel, the 3rd chapter, Baba Kashar. starting at verse 9.
Con. Hold on, too. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. And it reads, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war."
Right, and that's exactly what, that's exactly the memo that these nations have, right? They're preparing for war, right? I think who was it that just declared war? I can't remember. It's like I can't remember. I think I might have had the article pulled up, right? But you got nations, Israel, with Syria and Iran, basically going back and forth with these skirmishes, right? You have, China basically talking about and looking at an invasion on Taiwan, man. Basically saying no, because I want to say a week or two ago, I think I was, rapping with this brother, man, about how China said that if they were to get into a war with Taiwan, like Russia and Ukraine did, they cannot afford a botched war like what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. They said that if they go in there, they got to win fast and they got to win hard, and then that came with those talks of possible invasion, just like over there what happened with Russia into Ukraine. You know what I mean? And China nor Russia are playing, man. Neither one of these nations are playing, especially with America, right? Because America, including NATO and the EU, have basically been pressing on these major powers and their resources, right, and their territory, right? And these nations are ultimately pushing back, man. But America wants to put itself in the position of, oh, we're the victim, but that's not so.
Yep.
Right? America is the bully of the earth, man.
The hammer of the earth, man.
And that's why the scriptures go in on America being destroyed by these nations, man. This is that war, that third world war that is being prepared right before your eyes. And vast majority of you people don't even see it. Right? Vast majority of you people don't even look at these news articles or even, watch, the State of the Union, or anything like that, which I personally wasn't able to catch the State of the Union and, had other things to do as well. But, you know what I mean? Like, a majority of people ain't even thinking about that. They won't even know. Most people don't even know what the State of the Union is. You know what I mean? So it's like, they don't know. There's just so much, man. These people are completely blind. When this war ultimately pops off, it's going to catch them unawares, man.
Okay, quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 16. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come?
Right, this prophecy. Right, World War III. Go ahead.
Yep. Rather than that which is present.
Right, rather than that which is present. Because at the end of the day, what you have, or the little cash that you have in your pocket right now, right, that car that you have right now, that house that you have right now, that job that you have right now is not going to save you from a nuclear missile, right? For you Israelites, right? Those of you who are part of the elect, right? For those that take heed, the Yahweh Shemel Shai is what's going to help you. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be the one that's going to deliver you. Not anything that you know what I mean, that the next opportunity to get $100, the next opportunity to get a bag, or the next opportunity to to build another resource or whatever it is in this world, man. None of that shit's gonna help you, man. If anything, those things will cause you to be put to death, cause you not to see what's sitting right in front of your face, man.
Quick
World War III is just around the corner, man. And the Lord is not playing. Right? After you get your precepts, go back to Joel.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 4, right? It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
That's right, man. You taking heed to the scriptures. You making your body a living sacrifice for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Again, speaking to you Israelites, man. We have to state that, man. The Lord is only dealing with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelites that have been scattered right into these other nations, and over time look like these other nations, which we call the Israelite foreigners, but yet through the lineage of their father are still Israelites, man.
That's right, bro.
You know what I mean? This is what the Lord is dealing with. And at this present time, the elect, right? That initiated group of that elect nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, for those that take heed, continue that work, right? But for those that aren't taking heed, you need to take heed, man, because destruction is on the way, man. Righteousness saveth from death. The brother just read it, man. You know what I mean? You following the law, statutes, commandments. Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man.
Yep, and that's why through the Spirit, man, brothers are always, truly the scriptures say, was that 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter, until I come, give attention to reading, exhortation, and doctrine.
Verse 32,
brothers through the Spirit are always, encouraging others that believe to be diligent, because the very things like reading and studying, praying, right, going to camp, if you have a camp near you and attending and studying from the brothers that are teaching, these things that we do are going to have us deliver, Lord willing, man.
That's right.
Right, and I was thinking about that today, man. I was like, man, it's simple. We just do these little few things, and the Lord is going to protect us and guide us and deliver us, man. It's not hard, man. But I'll go back to that Joel 3.
Here you go.
Because Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 from the top, it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near."
And they're doing that, right? There's an article that me and the brother were, or not an article, but a video that we were watching, or we briefly watched, right? We just seen the header and, kind of, looked and tried to see exactly what this article was going into, but it was in Chinese, right? So we'd have to do a little bit more research, but, as what was being seen, and I had seen that a brother had posted it as well, so, you know what I mean? And like we said in the beginning, it's not too far-fetched, because Russia was just mobilizing their reserved army, right? And they made up a draft. Well, this one said that China is mobilizing their millions of their reservists, man. You know what I mean? For a war that is soon to take place with America. And again, according to the scriptures, right? This is true, man. Right? That these things were ultimately going to come to pass. This is a sign that we would see, knowing that we were in the last days, knowing that this prophecy was going to come to pass. Right? What did he say in Isaiah 42:9? Right? Before they come to pass, I tell you of them. Right? Well, guess what? The Lord speaks to the ministry of the prophets. It was the prophets. You know what I mean? There's no reason for a prophet unless a prophecy is going to come to pass, or a prophecy is right around the corner. Because just before these prophecies happened, what did the Lord do? He sent out his prophets, and did it not say in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, at the end it shall speak? So these prophecies are going to be speaking more, which means the prophets are going to be speaking more, warning you, man.
Precept.
Go ahead.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right, man. And the prophets are out here in the highways and byways, man. What did he say? He said, I will raise up unto you a prophet which shall feed you according to my knowledge.
And that's heavy too when you go into that verse in NLT. It says that the Lord will not do anything until he sends his prophets, man.
That's right.
You see that the scriptures say, Isaiah the 44th chapter, that he confirms, right, the counsel of his messengers, man. So the Lord's going to send his prophets, right, his men, to warn you of the things to come and build you up. And then ultimately the things that they warned, that they warned you people of, the Lord was going to bring it to pass, man.
Well, there's a little bit more in that Joel 30 or Joel 3.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, let's go there. Keep going.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
That's right. Right? And you're seeing more and more nations. Remember, Iran a couple years ago, and they showed off their little ballistic missile, little bunker, all these different missiles that they got. Right? So you got more and more nations. North Korea, right? They've been threatening America as well, man. Right? Nuclear talk, right? All across the board, man, from all corners of the earth, have been, basically a missile talk, man. Nuclear missile talk. You know what I mean? So this is what we are seeing. Right? All these nations are not focusing on their economies anymore, man. Right? Their people, right? Their infrastructure, not focused on any of that. Their main focus, right, as of right now, is military power. Right? Nations, Russia was just, Russia was just said that they were breaking what is it, international nuclear treaty or something like that you're supposed to basically let people or inspectors or whatever from different nations come in and inspect and see what kind of progress you're making with your nuclear weapons. Russia has been allowing them to do that. You know what I mean? So Russia's making, they're mass producing the Sarmat 2 missile, which is called the Satan 2 missile, right? Mass producing it, man, right? And not letting anybody ultimately in on what they're doing, man. Which is smart. A magician never reveals, their hand to the crowd, man. They keep that, in their back pocket. And it's exactly what Russia's doing, man. Just like China. China's doing the same thing, right? You got submarines, right, from China and Russia off the coast of America, I think Pacific or Atlantic, right? And they can hold up to 160 something nuclear missiles on them.
Man.
You know what I mean? And we're talking about them hitting every corner of the U.S. within minutes, right? And when I'm not talking about tens of minutes, no, I'm talking about 1, 2, 6, 7 minutes. All four corners of America, man. If they're in the right spots, man, right? Because they could be off the Gulf in the Gulf of Mexico, right? They could be in the Gulf, the Atlantic, and the Pacific. That's absolutely surrounding America, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And what does the scripture say? That's prophecy, right? Doesn't it say, set thyself, matter of fact, go to Jeremiah 51 or 50 and go to verse 9.
I was already there too. It's Jeremiah chapter 51.
50 and verse 9.
Oh, constantly.
Sure,
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon."
Which we know is America, right? America is spiritually called Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Biblically called Babylon, man. You know what I mean? You're not going to get America in the scriptures. You're going to get, ultimately nations that have the same characteristics as, America today, man. You can ultimately tie it back. This is what we're dealing with, man. An assembly of nations are going to come up against America.
Mm-hmm.
Right, go ahead.
It says, "An assembly of great nations from the north country."
From the north country, which that north country is Russia, man. You go into Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, right? It talks about, America and their allies, man. Or, it's like Russia and their allies, which are the Persians, Ethiopians, the Libyans, so on and so forth, man. Right? Which those nations are here today. The Persians are the Iranians, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which, I remember going back, I want to say I did a lesson about a year ago on, this little, skirmish between America, not skirmish, I wouldn't say it was like a war or anything, you know what I mean? But just basically talks about, getting into something between America and Iran, right? And Iran had just basically renewed a treaty with Russia, right, to keep doing deals with them as far as dealing with weapons and stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? So their ties were getting stronger, right, while their hatred for America was getting stronger as well, man. You know what I mean? So you got all these different nations that are allied to Russia, right? And guess what? China and Russia, they're in bed with each other, man. So that's another major ally, man. And that's another major power in the world. Keep going.
It says, "And they shall set themselves in array against her."
Boom. This is what you're seeing happening, man. Right? The Lord's putting those chess pieces in place, man. Getting ready to call checkmate on this place, man.
Yep.
Right? Because once the Lord claims checkmate, what that's going to be? That's going to be likened into, these nations hitting that red button, man. Firing off those ICBM nuclear missiles, which is to destroy this place. Go ahead.
It says, "From thence she shall be taken.
Mm-hmm.
Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man."
A mighty expert man, meaning they're not gonna fucking miss, man. Not once. These, you know what I mean? Like all these movies, man, where they shoot off these missiles end up getting shot down. This, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Made to miss, to collapse into each other. Boom, 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 boom. They all go up in flames. They don't hit their mark. No, that's not what's gonna happen, man. That's all fucking fiction. That's fantasy, man. Hey, the Lord tells you exactly what He's gonna have happen. Right? Every single last nuclear missile is gonna have the Spirit of the Lord up in it, and it's going to hit its mark, man.
That's right, bro.
You know? Go ahead.
Con, it says, let me keep going on that.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, actually, slide to fifth last
Yeah,
part.
come.
It says, none shall return in vain.
That's right, man.
Yep.
You know?
I got a quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Con, this is going back to Joel, the second chapter.
Mm-hmm. It's the spirit.
This lamb back.
So I was going to have you grab afterwards.
Oh, Con, yeah. That's spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, man, you know, everything's prepared, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like you go to Revelation, the 9th chapter, talks about the angels that were prepared for a month, a day, and an hour, right? So these missiles, when they get shot off, it's not going to be like that X-Men movie. I want to say it's Apocalypse, where those missiles had went up and then something had stopped them and they all came down. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen, man. Yahweh Bashmal Shai deals in perfection, right? This is Joel chapter 2, and verse 7, it says, they shall run, and this is going into the missiles, man. Okay? This is literally describing the missiles. It says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's not gonna be some accident. There's really no such thing as accidents to where they hit each other, one hits another, and they end up exploding before they hit America. That's not gonna happen. Right? You see? Yahweh Bashmal Shai has a missile, right? And it's gonna, you know, each missile is gonna have a destination it's gonna reach, right? A certain point in the earth that's gonna hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the Lord is so cold, man, he reserved 200 million nuclear warheads, you know, for America, man. And each one of them have a specific point and where they're going to hit and be detonated, man, causing mass destruction. That's why these weapons are called weapons of mass destruction. And the Lord had these weapons created. They didn't want just created out of nowhere. You know, you have people that believe everything happens for a reason, but when you go and talk about the end of the world, they don't believe in that, man. You see what the scriptures say? All that's in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Well, how's the end manifest? Through different signs Yahweh Bashmal Shai is showing us, man.
That's right.
We're at the very end where the Lord is about to send that fire upon this place, man, from these nations to America.
That's right, man. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Hey, beautiful point, man. And it's ultimately at the end of the day, right? What does the scripture say, man? You know, as his ways are plain unto the holy and stumbling blocks unto the wicked, man. So at the end of the day, those that are meant to see it, right? Those that are meant to, you know, ultimately peep what's going on, man. They're going to be the ones that are going to get ready, man. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that are going to take heed to the word. They're the ones that are ultimately going to, you know, try to please Yahweh Shemel Shai, beg Yahweh Shemel Shai for that protection, you know, in the times to come, man. Because these times are no joke, man. You know, the Lord said that he was, matter of fact, can you grab that Ezekiel 12, Baruch Shah?
Yep.
Let's go to Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, and I think you can get to point 27.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Con, this is Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come.
Because you know, a lot of people don't believe that this prophecy is going to come to pass either in this lifetime or right now or whatever it may be, or maybe in my kid's lifetime, but not my lifetime. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't think it's going to happen. No, this is just, you know, I remember this scare back in this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? No, that's not going to happen. Everything's going to die back down. Right? Peace over war. No, man. That's not what the Lord has said. This is not what the Lord has said is going to come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said World War III was going to happen. The Valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right? The nations gathering there. Right, the Euphrates River drying up. Me and the brother were just rapping about this right before, you know, we turned on the camera, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All of these things are taking place, man. And we're talking about the last absolute prophecy, the absolute last prophecy before Yahweh Shai comes. And we know in Matthew, the 24th chapter, it tells you in the 29th verse that immediately after the great tribulation, the Son of Man cometh, man. You know, so you know what I mean? That lets you know the times that we're in. The Lord said that this is what's going to come to pass. Right now, in your generation, your days. Can we get that in the NOT? Your phone's dead?
Yeah.
Damn, all right, hold on, let me get it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that too. That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, bro. So go ahead and read that, Baruch Shah.
God, Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 27, it says, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off.
Mm.
And that's what people say, man, because people see the missiles, right? It's not like people don't see the missiles, right, that these nations possess and understand the power of them. It's just that they don't really believe that those missiles are going to be used, man. That's why, hey, man, you people should be terrified right now. The fact that there's even a weapon on the earth that's able to wipe out a whole continent, man. These people should be terrified. But now, the Lord has had it to where these nations possess arsenals of them. When you go into the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, let me grab that real quick.
Yeah.
Just to back up that point, this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 25. It says, the Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. The land of the Chaldeans is America. Right now, armory that it's talking about is the missiles and the weapons of mass destruction that these nations possess. That's the Lord's weapons, man. That he's going to use to execute his righteous anger, indignation upon America.
That's right, man. So I got this going back into Ezekiel the 12th chapter. We're going to jump up to verse 25, and we'll read that in the NLT, and then we'll jump down to verse 28 and read that in the NLT.
Yep.
Right? It says, Ezekiel 12 and 25 NLT says, for I am the Lord. If I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays. You rebels of Israel, I will fulfill my threat of destruction in your lifetime.
In your lifetime.
I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. And the Lord has spoken, man. He speaks through the ministry of the prophets. So again, when the prophets are out here and the Lord's speaking to you directly, that is the your direct line to the Lord is the prophets, man. That in prayer.
And that was spoken about too when we see in the Old Testament, where it says in the time of old when they went to inquire of the Most High, they went to the seers, man.
That's right, man.
Right, because the seers, the prophets, right, were the seers, man. They mean they had the vision, they understood the future.
Right.
Right, because that was a gift that the prophets had to be able to see the future and warn the people, man. Just like Noah.
That's right. That's beautiful. Now dropping down to verse 28, it says, therefore, tell them, this is what the sovereign Lord says, right? Right, it says, give them warning from me, right? It says, no more delay. The Lord's done, man. And he's setting everything up. What do you think was about to happen, man? Right? Matter of fact, can we grab the Ecclesiastes 3, time for war? You know what I mean? Ecclesiastes 3. Hey, we're in that time, man. Lord says, no more delays. I mean, my prophets are out here. They've been out here for 40-some, 50-some years. And what do you have to show for it, man? You know what I mean? You still being wicked, well, guess what, man? The Lord, is going to bring that hell upon you, man. That destruction upon you for your wickedness.
Yep.
Let
me get that?
Yeah, you can get that.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
That's right, man.
Jump down to verse 8. It says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
And we're in that time. We're in the time of war, right? America against Russia, America against China, America against Iran, America against its own allies, America against North Korea, and so on and so forth, man. All these events, all these different skirmishes and rumors of wars, which is another sign going back into Matthew the 24th chapter, right? All these things that we see that are taking place is letting us know that we're at the end, that the Lord is fulfilling His word. He said this is going to take place, right? We just read, no more delays.
No more delays.
Right? I'll continue on. Ezekiel 12 and 28. It says, no more delay. I will now, and this is the NLT, right? No more delay. I will now do everything I have threatened. I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. The Lord's threatening to take your life because you want to be wicked, man. The Lord's threatening to bring hell and hellfire upon this place because of the wickedness in the people, right? He said in Amos the 9th chapter, the 8th verse, right? The eyes of the Lord, which are these angels in the chariots, are upon the sinful kingdom. And then they're looking down at America, right? And the wickedness that America has pushed into earth, right? And these nations that have drunken of that wine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hey, some of them are going to get hit with these nuclear ICBM nuclear missiles. But again, the main destruction is going to be here in America, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the main focus of all these ICBM nuclear missiles is going to be pointed at, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it says I don't have assembly of great nations. What, setting array against Babylon, man? You know.
Yep.
This is a heavy prophecy, man. You know, and just as brothers are constantly going in on the MO to the ZB, hey, well, there's recent events, you know, that has shifted the spirit, man. Right? Now the spirit's heavily on, you know, on the World War III. And that's beautiful because these are the, and that's funny how it goes in order too. Right? It's like, you're not funny, but, you know, beautiful how it goes in order. The Lord had all of the spirit focused on the MO to the TB, which is the next major prophecy. And then directly after that, what? World War III.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because World War III can't pop off before the MO to the TB is pushed, man. You know, I just reckon, you know, through the spirit, you know, I seen that. I was like, hey, call law, yeah, about Shemel Shah, man. We're close, man. We're absolutely close. We're at the absolute end. You know, again, the name of the game is to overcome, to endure. You know?
And that's why it's good to watch the signs too. Right? Because I remember Elder Apostle Sahar had said on the after camp one time, you know, he had said, you know, a lot of the reason why people fall out is because they stop watching.
Right.
Right? And that can happen, man. You know, I mean, personally, I remember when I was getting weak one time because I was like, man, you know, I don't feel like nothing's happening. I started going into news, started watching videos a lot more in that time that I was in. I said, man, there's a lot of shit going on, man. I got boosted up. You know, so, you know, that's why the scriptures tell us to watch, because when you see these different prophecies take place on the earth, it lets you know that we're that much more closer. Right? And the tensions between the U.S. and these other nations, man, hey, these nations are ready to push that button, man. You know, they're not going to stop. You know, they're not even worried about sanctions or threats from the U.S. because that shit's out the window, man.
No.
Like, hey, we read that scripture. The Lord is putting it on their minds and putting it in their spirits to take all their time, energy, and resource to make these missiles, man. Right? This is game over now. Right? And again, you people should be terrified. Right? You just walk on day to day, nothing's happening. Right? But these nations are constantly making these missiles, you know, sharp. Like it says in 2 Ezra 16. Right? His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, meaning they were very intellectually created. Right? To the point that when they were released, they weren't going to make mistakes, man.
Right.
You see, you know, people make mistakes. So when those missiles are shot, there's not going to be no mistakes, man. Because the Lord had the spirit on whatever man made it to make sure it does its job, man. To fulfill his will.
Right. You ain't going to have no duds out there, man.
No, man.
You know, none of these missiles just not exploding and just going all... No, man. Every single last one, man, is going to be on point, man.
Damn.
You know? That's fucking Satan, bro. You know? You got something?
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's right.
You know, and you know, if you're familiar with that story, which we all should be at this point, you know, the Heavenly Father rained down fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring 5 cities, man.
That's right.
Okay, but that ultimate modern day fire and brimstone, because it says that Babylon, which is America, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be nuclear missiles, man. That's the modern day fire and brimstone.
And you know, it's beautiful, right, for those, you know what I mean, that want to get into it. Let's not talk about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon, you know, obviously wasn't destroyed, right, by you know, hellfire, man.
That's right, good point.
You know, so this is talking about, you know, America, right? Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. Right? Which in the end times is to be destroyed. Right? And we're in the end times, man. You know? Again, we just went through, you know, and you know, and quoted, right, some of the signs, right, that we would see in this time. You know? Uproars of the people, right? That's one of them. Wars and rumors of wars, right? You know what I mean? The Lord, you know, again, moving, you know, preparing that war. All these things are taking place. The emerald to the TV, right? It's just a matter of time at this point. Right, it's not about if, it's about literally when. Right, and as we see it, you know what I mean. The clock is afar off. We can't exactly see what time it is. Hey, but that clock about to strike 12, man.
Even Esau shit. What is that? 90 seconds to midnight now.
Mm-hmm. The doomsday clock.
You know what I'm saying? Even Esau's own system telling him that he about to fall, man.
Right.
You know, you bitch people don't even take heed to that either.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You are dumb, bro. They're blind, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But what can we do, man? You know, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, the Lord has only selected a certain group, you know, to get this understanding, man. The rest, right, they're not going to be able to understand, right? As it says in Daniel's, can we grab that? Daniel's, the 12 and 10,
Yep.
you know? Right? The majority of Israel is not going to, you know, get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man.
Nope.
Right? Scripture saying, 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, that they were literally born in vain, man. You know? 2/3 of Israel born in vain. You know? All across the world, man. You know? Go ahead.
Con, this is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 10. It reads, Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand.
That's right, man.
But the
You know?
wise shall understand.
That's right. So Lord only, you know, going back to Matthew's the 13th chapter, right, where he said, you know, to the disciples, right, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. Right, that word mystery goes into the Greek mysterion, which goes into a information revealed to a certain initiated group, man. You know, which are the elect, beginning with the prophets, man. You know, beginning with our elder apostles on down, man. You know, the 100% truth, Great Millstone has the 100% truth of the scriptures, man. You know?
Yep. Precept.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
Con, this is this is the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 44 and verse 17. And it says, Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. And you know, the scriptures, you know, parallel the days of Noah and in the times that are in now, the coming of the Son of Man. Well, we're in the time now where the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai, is on his way. Right? You see, so even in those days, as it says, he was left as a remnant. Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives, man. Eight souls were delivered. Right? So, and it just shows you this, you know, that the Lord can choose who he wants to choose to be saved. Because everybody else on the whole earth, you know, you got Jake, oh, it was just one part of the earth. No, it was the whole earth, man.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
It was the whole earth that Yahweh Bashman Shai had destroyed. You know? And in this time to come, only a remnant's going to be saved. And the Lord, man, is going to get to work. You know, all you Jakes out there that ultimately don't want to believe in this thing, well, Romans 3:3 is written for you, man. What if some did not believe? Just because you don't believe in, you know, really reality, that doesn't mean that reality is going to stop happening, man.
That's right.
The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to eat a missile when our Lord Yahweh Shai comes back. And there's not going to be nothing that you can do about it but burn, man. You know, and we just hope that we're of the very few the Lord has selected, like in the days of Noah. All right, so ultimately in the time of wrath to be delivered. That's why the prophet Habakkuk had said, in the time of wrath, remember mercy. Right? And that's what we want is mercy, man. To be beamed up into the chariots and preserved from that fire. That's the only way out of this thing. You know, there's no where you can run fast enough or drive, or even if you had superpower, you wouldn't be able to fly fast enough like Superman and get away.
Right.
You know?
You got these nuclear missiles going at Mach 21. Right? Look how fast that is. I think it's like 15,000 miles per hour or something.
Yep.
Right? So we're talking Mach 21. That can go from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth in less than 30 minutes.
Yep.
Come on, man. In less than 30 minutes? That's fucking fast. And I think how they measure it, it's like, I think that's like 15 or something, 15 or Mach 21 is like 15 times the speed of sound. 15 times the speed of sound. Bro, that's insane.
Yeah. And again, that's, hey, what did the Lord say? Isaiah 54:16. He said, I've created the smith that blows the coals of the fire. The Lord is the one that put the spirit on these men to make these missiles to do these things, man. To fulfill, again, his will.
Right.
You know?
And remember that, so not only are they extremely fast, but remember that article we went into, I think it was last year, about going into the center of a nuclear blast?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Right, it was like 300 million degrees Celsius or something like that. Fahrenheit or something like that.
And that was for a 350 megaton bomb.
Yeah.
And Russia, they have, 360 megatons, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing that terminology, but yeah, that was a heavy article, man.
Yeah.
3 million degrees Fahrenheit is the center of that blast. That's what you people are going to feel.
Yeah.
You're going to feel with nuclear, you're going to feel what the wrath of the Lord is, man.
Right, and then it said the blast radius on that nuke, just one, at 350 tons is what? 75 miles. You know what I mean? So 360 ton, you know what I mean? Like that could be like anywhere to 85 miles blast radius. Well, imagine 200 million nuclear warheads.
It's nowhere to go.
Right? Because in one nuke, you can have multiple nuclear warheads, man. You see what I mean? So it's like, once they enter a certain area, you know, they spread out and they fan
Shotgun,
out.
yeah.
Boom! You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, the Lord's gonna blanket this place with destruction.
Blanket, just like he did in 300 with the arrows, man.
Woo, that's a good.
Yeah.
And you see how Leonidas was looking at them arrows, like he knew he was doing, man.
Yeah.
It just, there were so many arrows that blocked out the sun just coming down.
Yeah, man.
All right, quick one though.
Yeah, kind of.
This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. It reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people.'"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai. Him going to be saying that in that Hebrew, man. Saying it to the elect. Why? Because that's when he's going to be delivering them up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into that. Keep going.
"Con, that ye be not partakers of her sins,
That's right, man.
and that ye receive not of her plagues."
Mm-hmm. And that plague is going into what? Again, those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. You can read that in Zechariah 14 and 12, where it talks about how people's, right, from the nuclear blast, right, from the blast of these ICBM nuclear missiles, is going to be what? Their eyes are going to be melting in their sockets. The tongue is going to disintegrate in their mouth. Their skin is going to just fall right off their body. That happens by way of what? Fire and radiation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, that goes right into it, man.
Yeah.
That's what America's going to receive, man, as a punishment.
And Esau knows that, you know, that this is going to happen too. See, you know, you people don't believe in this, but the devil, man, the damn devil who governs this world, they know that this is going to happen. That's why they got those dumbs, those deep underground military bunkers, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like it says in Revelation the 6th chapter, right? You know, hide us from the wrath of the Lamb. These devils, and they're going to be able to escape that fire just to be pulled out by their throat by the elect men.
Right.
But nevertheless, going back into it, it says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her." And that's exactly what the Lord is about to bring to this place, man. Right? Even Yahweh Shai said there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Yep.
Right? In that time when the Lord comes back and brings that destruction, a lot of people are going to be terrified, man. Right? Because it's going to be like a biggest reality check. Like, damn, those men were right, but now I don't got nowhere to go.
That's right.
You know, it's gonna people gonna be terrified, man. It says, "For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day,
Mm-hmm.
death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, who judgeth her."
Mm-hmm.
And not only are those that plague, which is those missiles, and really too, the chariots that are going to come with Yahweh Shai, they're also going to accompany Yahweh Shai in destroying and delivering. But ultimately, not only is it going to come in one day, it's going to come in within 1 hour. So the brother making those points of these missiles being able to travel as fast as they can, well, that was going to fulfill this prophecy, man, of America being destroyed within 1 hour. Okay? You see? And that was it on that, bro.
Come on, bro. Hey, America's going down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else did you have on there? Do you have anything else you were holding?
I mean, I'm not going to finish this slide.
Yeah, come on.
Because I forgot that was right there. Verse 9, it says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her
Mm-hmm.
when they shall see the smoke of her burning."
Right, because ultimately, at the end of the day, man, America's destruction is going to be televised, man. You know, so to speak, man. Everybody's going to know about it, man. Right? America's destruction is going to be talked about forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a memorial of the Lord's power forever, man.
Yep.
The Lord is going to be ultimately feared, ultimately glorified forever after this event ultimately takes place, man. You know? And we can't wait, because this place is a bitch, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I was talking to the brother Kassad the other day, man, and, you know what I mean, end of the conversation, man, you know, I just told him, hey, hopefully we can get out of here in the next 5 seconds, because we tired of this mug. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We tired of, man, tired of going to work, tired of being beat down, tired of, you know what I mean, like, constantly being vexed. You know, it's all bullshit, man. We can't wait for the kingdom, man. But we understand, again, this is a straight, narrow path, and, hey, the Lord's in control, man. Right? So we're just waiting for those chess pieces to be put in the right places, man, and we see the chess pieces being moved, man.
Yep.
You know, which is a beautiful thing, man, and it, you know, and it ultimately, you know, lifts us up through the spirit, man. You know? But, I mean, unless you got something else.
I'll just finish this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, Revelation chapter 18 and verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That's right, man. For 1 hour, all 200 million nuclear warheads going to hit America in 1 hour. And this is why the Lord has these submarines and warships from Iran, Russia, right? Basically surrounding America, man. Just for this purpose right here, man. Right? We're in the time of war, man. Is there more?
No, that was it on that.
Can we go to Revelations? What is that, 11 and 14?
Yeah.
And then,
Comfort scripts. Oh, I got you. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
That's right, man. World War III is right around the corner, man. Right? And for those, you know, that are part of the sheepfold, man, those that are ultimately, you know, in walking this path, you know, a Lord will, you know, we're part of the elect, man. The Lord's got our back, man. You know, Matthew 24th chapter says He's going to deliver the elect, man. You know, and we're trying our best to put on, therefore, as the elect and make our calling of election sure. And we have the greatest chance of, Lord willing, being the elect, man. You know, so keep the faith, keep praying. How about Shemel Shai? Keep reading, keep studying, right? You women, keep being in order, keep being subject to your husbands. And you men, keep, you know, making your body a living sacrifice. And try your best to go out there to the highways and byways, right? If you haven't, right, go to your nearest camp, right? Take notes, study, learn, be studious, right? We're almost out of here, man. You know, so Lord will is edifying, Lord will straight to the point. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
Again, double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Till next time, we want to say, Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and Abba Shalom.